welcome to a live story time. The book Eddie has chosen today is very, very old. Your parents probably know the story, and your grandparents and your great-grandparents, lots and lots and lots of people you know will know the story. Let's get our wiggles out so we can start reading. 1, 2, 3. I wiggle my fingers and I wiggle my toes. I wiggle my ears and I wiggle my nose. Now there are no more wiggles in me. I can sit as quiet as can be. Today's story is called Cinderella. And on the front cover I can see 2 characters. You might know who they are. Here's our book spine, and the back cover shows some more lovely stories by the same publishers. Let's start reading. Cinderella. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Cinderella. She was good and kind and very beautiful. Cinderella lived with her stepmother and stepsisters, who were very jealous of her beauty. They made poor Cinderella do all the housework. One day, a fancy invitation arrived. The king and queen are giving a ball in honor of the prince, exclaimed Cinderella's stepmother. All the young ladies in the kingdom are invited. On the evening of the ball, Cinderella had to help her stepsisters and stepmother get dressed in their beautiful gowns. Oh, how I wish I could go to the ball, said Cinderella. Don't be silly, Cinderella, said her stepsister. You have nothing to wear. After everyone had left for the ball, Cinderella ran to the garden and began to cry. But soon something wonderful happened. A woman appeared and said gently, Cinderella, I am your fairy godmother. Why are you crying? I can't go to the ball, sobbed Cinderella. Of course you can go to the ball, said the fairy godmother. With a wave of her wand, she turned 4 mice into horses, a pumpkin into a carriage, and a cat into a coachman. Then, poof, the fairy godmother turned Cinderella's dress into a shimmering gown, and on Cinderella's feet were slippers made of glass. Remember, warned the fairy godmother, the magic lasts only until midnight. After the prince saw Cinderella enter the palace ballroom, he danced with no one but her. But all too soon, the clock began to strike midnight. Oh, I must go, cried Cinderella. As Cinderella ran from the palace, she lost 1 glass slipper. But there was no time to pick it up. At the final stroke of midnight, Cinderella's gown turned back into her old clothes. The next morning, the prince sent his grand duke throughout the kingdom to find the owner of the tiny glass slipper. When it was the stepsisters' turn to try on the slipper, their feet were much too big. I'd like to try on the shoe, please, said Cinderella shyly. Ever so gracefully, Cinderella slipped her foot into the tiny slipper. It fit perfectly. Whoa! Cinderella and her prince soon married and lived happily ever after. It's actually really lovely to listen to a story that you know. Maybe now you can tell the story of Cinderella to a friend or your family. Maybe it'll be your turn to read it. Thanks for listening. If you liked it, please click the thumbs up button.